Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to the first episode of this series. And we are going to be teaching you how to program in Python for an absolute beginner. Now, this is basically an absolute beginner tutorial. So we're going to teach you step by step exactly how to start and how to set up your environment and how to code and exactly every little nits and bits of Python that you need to know. And this episode, we're just going to be setting up the environment. Next episode, we'll dive right into the code and exactly how to code your first program in Python. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to need to download a few things. First, you're going to need to download Python. And second, you're going to need to download a text editor or an IDE for short. And so basically, just go to Google Chrome or whatever browser you use and Google Python. Just Google Python. And then the first one should be python.org. Click there. Then go to downloads and then click the latest Python 3. Whatever it is. This is a 3.6.3 tutorial, at least at the time I'm making this video. It could be most likely higher. So just wait until the install is done. Alrighty. And I already have it installed, so I'm not going to install it. But for you guys, the first time you're going to install, just do add Python 3.62 path and press install now, and you should be good to go. Alrighty. So now that we have Python installed, next thing you want to do is you want to install a text editor. So there are several text editors out there. Personally, I only use two. I use Visual Studio Code and I use Sublime Text. These two are the ones that I use. I really love Visual Studio, but it's not mainly for Python. It's mainly for everything, and Sublime is everything with Python. If that makes any sense, you'd understand once you've experienced coding in both of these. Personally, I like the feel and look of Visual Studio better than Sublime Text, but Sublime Text is also a very nice editor. As you can see, I still have it installed. That means I still use it from time to time when I don't like doing things in Visual Studio. So in order to download Visual Studio, just go to Google again and type in Visual Studio. Boom. And now it should be the first one, visualstudio.com, if you don't want to type in Visual Studio. I'll have the links of all the text editors that I use and the links for Python installation with the different download versions if you want a certain version for whatever reason, all in the description below. So just click below and you will be able to download each and every one of these programs that I'm showing you. So for this, all you want to do is go to download and just click download of community version and you should be good. That's the one I downloaded and that's the one that works. The other ones, I believe they require a paid version. I'm not sure, could be wrong, but you know, they work. So just install this and you will be good to go. Now to install Sublime, just type in Sublime Text 3. Oops, not Test. Sublime Text 3. Okay, now go to download sublimetext.com and then download whichever version you have, Windows or Windows 64-bit. I have Windows 64-bit, so I'll download 64. And so just let it download and you will be good there. So now that we have our text editor and we have Python installed, you have almost completed the entire environment settings. So next thing we want to do is we want to start creating a project, right? So this is where we're going to store all our code, all our files for the code, etc., etc. So in order to do that, we're just going to create a brand new folder. So I'm just create a folder. I'm going to name it Python test. Make sure it doesn't have any spaces because spaces do not work well with command prompt, which is what we are going to be using to run our programs for now until we get to later stages where we will be able to create a project fully with a GUI, a graphical user interface. So just make sure it doesn't have any spaces. It can have dashes or slashes if necessary, so that works as well. So now that we have a Python test folder, just open it up and you'll have a blank folder. This is where all the magic happens, guys. So just press new, go right click and then new, and then go to a text document. And then highlight all of this and then just name it whatever you want. This is going to be our test one, so we're just going to do hello world.py. And then it's going to ask you to change the file name extension, press yes. And now you have a little code. It should be a Python symbol, but I have mine defaulted to Visual Studio. So now if I double click this, it will bring me to Visual Studio's text editor. And here is where we get started into coding in Python. So this is where everything will happen, where we will write all our code, where we will execute everything, compile everything. Everything will happen within this one window. So stay tuned for the next episode, guys. Next episode, we will be diving right in to coding in Python. Thank you for listening, guys. And all the links for the downloads are going to be in the description below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Share it with anyone you want. Like the video.